Here we are again, ladies and gentlemen, live and in living color with the 1987 Supermod. I'm Brad Drake, and this is my AWA save. Today we are in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and we are recording 2 episodes at the CKND Studios of Major League Wrestling. So as you just saw, I just selected the CKND Studios as our venue. And let's take a look and see our backstage incidents. And it looks like we have all protege work and a lot of it. And then we will go ahead and see who's missing for tonight. Then we'll take a look at our cards. All right. That's a lot of protege work. That's a good, healthy backstage environment. We are thriving right now. The AWA is doing great. We actually have 100% prestige right now, which is awesome. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at our card, see who's going to be featured tonight. Sherri Martel is going to put up the ladies' title tonight. The Destruction Crew are going to be featured. DJ Peterson, Colonel DeBeers, Tom Zenk, Wahoo McDaniel will be featured. The Fabulous Ones are making their Canadian television debut. And in our main event, we're going to have Ray Stevens versus Curt Hennig for the World Heavyweight title. For next week, because remember we tape 1 week ahead, Johnny Rich is going to be in action. The Top Guns will be wrestling. Greg Wojokowski, Steve Olsonoski, the Iron Sheik, Bobby Duncum, Bob Backlund. And then our main event, Blackwell and Von Rochke are going to face the Midnight Express. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to booking. All right, Blue Angel is facing Sherri Martel. And of course, unlike the other promotions, we actually put the titles up for grabs, I should say, on television. I think it's a nice little feature that we have. And here is Sherri Martel. Of course, Sherri Martel is going to make quick work of Blue Angel. Next, we have Todd Becker and Rex King are going to battle the Destruction Crew. And I like the Destruction Crew. They are doing great for us. Another 3 minutes here. And of course, I forgot the name. It's Becker and King. Of course, here is Todd Becker. Let's get to him. I wish they had a search bar. Could save so much time from scrolling if they just had a search bar where you could punch in a name. Yeah, see, that doesn't count. All right, there's Rex King. And here is our Destruction Crew. A couple of big dudes that are doing a great job for us. And we're going to give Wayne Bloom the win here. Next, we have Crimley versus DJ Peterson. And yes, I'm aware that Jeff Crimley and Jeff Grilly are the same person. We'll go ahead and plug them in here. And there is DJ Peterson. When I do my research for these shows, for these databases, when I go through old shows, I actually watch them and do screenshots of the enhancement talent, and that's how and then I write down their name and their size, and I do research on them to find out as much information as I can, and then I create them in the game. So that's how we ended up with a Crimley and a Grilly, is because obviously on 2 separate occasions, I captured footage of the same guy using a different name, most likely for WWF or WWF television, and that's how we ended up with that. So you can't say I didn't do my research. All right, we have Mark Young versus Colonel DeBeers. And unfortunately for Mark Young, who actually showed a little bit of potential and got a few wins on WWF television, in the early 80s. He has been relegated to straight up enhancement talent status with us here in the AWA, and I really don't think too much of him outside of enhancement talent status. All right, Colonel DeBeers, who still has his red-hot feud going with Ron Simmons, gets the win. All right, Joe Williams is going to face Tom Zenk, the man that everybody likes and that everybody wants to put over. And he has yet to flake out on us, although I fear it's going to come someday. There's Scotty Williams. And there is Tommy Zenk. Right next to enhancement talent legend Tom Stone himself. All right, Zenk gets the win. All right, we're going to have Greg Robertson versus Wahoo McDaniel here. Another enhancement talent match. And as I said, we are going to start a Manny Fernandez, Wahoo McDaniel feud. So we're going to kick it off here on TV by having Manny Fernandez attacks Wahoo McDaniel post-match. Now, you know this would have been bloody. Manny Fernandez would have gone apeshit on him. These two worked very well together. Even at Wahoo's advanced stage, they just had brutal, brutal matches. All right, McDaniel can sell. We know this. And we're going to put Fernandez on entertainment and see how that works for us. I really don't know what else to book these two on. So we'll give that a shot and see how it works out. It can't hurt. It's going to kick off our feud. And remember, this is in Canada, so our overall rating is a lot lower. So if our overall score for the show is lower, it's not going to hurt us too badly. All right, the Fabulous Ones are making their television debut here in Canada, and they are going to cut a promo. And they get 5 minutes. And I am excited, super excited to have both these men here. There's Stan Lane. There's Steve Kern. They're both going to be rated on entertainment. They should do just fine. And look at this. They're going to have a match. Bassett and Schultz are going to battle the Fabs. And I can't remember if Chris Bassett has 2 T's. But we'll find out. There it is. There's Butch Schultz. Here are the Fabulous Ones. So we're going to have Stan Lane get the win here. That's a nice debut for the Fabs. And leads us right to a big Curt Hennig promo. And Curt Hennig is going to shit talk Sergeant Slaughter here. And of course, he's being interviewed by Larry Nelson, who we forgot to put in the last promo, but that's okay. And he's going to shit talk Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter's off screen. Hennig rated on entertainment. We're booked. And in our main event here, we should be able to go 18. Stevens versus Hennig. Hennig just had a huge match the night before, or 2 nights ago. No, like 4 nights ago. He's good to go. Never mind. He's had plenty of rest here. This is why these guys like the AWA. All right, here's Curt Hennig. And I checked, these two have not wrestled each other yet. So we're going to have the main event here. Curt Hennig is going to get the win. And he's going to get the win by cheating. This is not going to hurt Ray Stevens at all. Ray Stevens is at the end of his career here, and losing to an up-and-comer, or the world heavyweight champion like Curt Hennig, does not hurt him at all. Plus, he has an out with the cheating. So we're going to go ahead and start this show and see how things go for us. And Martel defends the title, 49 overall, not bad for Canada. Red text the doom, but I'm not surprised. We're in Canada. So Bloom gets the win for his team. 46. DJ Peterson got a 62, so that's good. That means he's gaining popularity in Canada, and that's working out well. All right, 43 for DeBeers, only a 50, but he's still gaining the popularity too. Next, we have Tommy Zenk, scores a 76 in Canada. Nice score, 62 overall. He put Williams down with that super kick. Next, we have Wahoo McDaniel that wins with the tomahawk chop. Of course, he's dragged down by declining physical ability, but we did get that well-executed squash. Now let's see how this next segment goes. Could go either way. Could get a real poor score, or we could do pretty well. And it gets a poor score. Probably because it's Canada, and Fernandez is probably not over at all in Manitoba. But hey, we tried. We kicked off the feud, so there we go. This one's disappointing. This one's very disappointing. That the Fabs would only get a 67 on entertainment. That's very disappointing. 56 for their match. No well-executed squash. Is there a well-executed squash for a tag team? I don't know. Look at Chris Bassett. Perfect 80s mustache, feathered hair. Just perfect. All right, Curt Hennig gets us an 83, though. That's a nice score. And he should probably get a pretty big score here for the main event. We get an 81 overall. Very nice. Finish this one up, and we gain across all 6 regions of Canada. All right, I'm happy. So now we are rolling along to the tapings for next week, which will be the first week of March. We are cruising along here, everybody. And we got Ricky Young versus Johnny Rich in the opener. Johnny Rich, of course, just got turned on by his tag team partner. And I'm sure his feelings are hurt. I'd be upset if my tag partner turned on me. Here's Ricky Young. And here is Johnny Rich. Of course, Johnny Rich is going to get that win. His name is not Johnny Win. It's Johnny Rich. And here we get Billy Anderson and Mike Tolas versus the Top Guns. I just saw that movie last week. It's excellent. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and go see it. It is excellent. All right, Anderson, and I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to ruin it for you. But they just handled everything so well. It was just a terrific movie. There's Bill Anderson. There's Mike Tolas. Now we have those Top Guns. There they are. And Ricky Rice is going to get the win here. If you ever get a chuckle about how I say, like, those rockers or that Top Guns, that kind of thing, I can't remember that Mike Marotti, was that his name? He hosted this YouTube show from Boston, and he would have Marty Jannetty on there. And unfortunately, Mike Marotti, I think that was his name, passed away unexpectedly a few months ago, and he was right around my age. It was a real shame. Anyway, he used to host a weekly show called Party with Marty. And Marty Jannetty would introduce himself on the show as that rocker Marty Jannetty. So ever since then, I throw that in there and say it because it was pretty funny stuff. But man, I feel bad about that Dan Marotti. I think I called him Mike Marotti. I think it was Dan Marotti. He had a funny accent. It was easy to make fun of, but he had a really good show, and I really enjoyed his episodes when he would have Demolition on there. And even the stuff with Marty Jannetty, there was some pretty good stuff on there. So it's an absolute shame that he passed away that young. All right, Budokan is going to face Steve Olsonoski here. And I talked right through the Greg Wojokowski match, but I don't think you folks mind. Here's Khan versus Olsonoski. Budokan, legendary R&B singer. Getting up there in age, 47. There's Steve Olsonoski, who is in his prime. Olsonoski gets the win. I know he went by Steve-O a lot. I didn't care for that too much. That's why I call him Olsonoski. And here we go, Tom Renesto Jr., who recently, believe it or not, I heard Jim Cornette talk about and run him down and say how awful of a wrestler he was. So it's confirmed that he is Tom Renesto's son. And it's also confirmed that he was an awful wrestler, which confirms the fact that Jim Cornette must listen to this show in order to talk about Tom Renesto Jr. randomly on his show. It's the only conclusion I can come up with. If you see things differently, just let me know. But I did meet Jim Cornette a few years ago at a Comic-Con in Chicago, so he's got to be a fan. That's the only thing I can come up with. All right, Nick Bockwinkel is going to cut a promo here. And we'll do it right and have Larry Nelson with him. I think we got a couple years yet until Nick Bockwinkel retires. Technically, he was already retired at this point, but he did have another match all the way in 1993. So I'm going to keep him around about as long as he wants to stay around because he's really, really good. We might take him off TV for a little while just to freshen him up, but he can stick around as long as he wants. All right, Nick Bockwinkel is entering a feud with who? I can't remember. Let's check here. Bobby Duncum. All right, so he's going to trash talk Bobby Duncum here. And that'll get that feud going. There he is, off screen. And of course, Bockwinkel's going to be rated on entertainment. And that one's booked. So next, we have Van Horn versus Bobby Duncum. There he is. There's Bobby Duncum. The big man's going to get the win here. That one's booked. All right, moving right along. Bob Backlund is going to have a promo here. And there's Bobby. There's Larry Nelson. And of course, he's going to be talking about the Iron Sheik, who he's beginning a feud with. Backlund is also going to be rated on entertainment. We'll see how he does. And next we have Dennis Stamp versus Bob Backlund. Dennis Stamp was a good wrestler. Amarillo guy, good friend of the Funks. Actually won a couple titles in the Funks Amarillo territory. Big dude, good sized guy, always in shape. Just didn't quite have the charisma to make it big. And then, of course, he was featured in that 1997 film Beyond the Mat, looking a little goofy, or at least they made him look goofy. And he was probably in his early 50s already at that point. Yeah, he had to have been. All right, the Midnight Express are going to cut a promo here. And of course, they're doing their promo with Paul E. Dangerously. Here is Dennis Condrey. Here is Randy Rose. There's Larry Nelson. There's Marty Jannetty. And there's Shawn Michaels. Some of you may be critical of my decision to go back to the Midnight feud, but I just think it's a good one. All right, we're going to rate Condrey and Rose on selling and see if that does anything for us. It may not, but we have traditionally gotten poor ratings with these guys, and we may get poor one here too, but it's just worth the shot. All right, and we're going to have Blackwell and Von Raschke versus the Midnights here. All right, auto name. Bump this one up to 18, see if we can do it. And we have to put the Midnights over here because we have to make them look solid challenging the Midnight Rockers. So they are going to win by manager interference. And look at that. We got an extra minute. And we'll give it to this interview here and see if it helps. Okay, let's run it and let's see how we do here. Johnny Rich gets the win. Red text to Doom 14 overall. Oh, awful. Top Guns, of course, get the win. 34 overall. No red text to Doom. Means the Top Guns are starting to get over here. All right, Wojokowski gets the win. 65 for a squash match. Not bad. There's the bonus for well-executed squash. Terrific. Wojokowski's doing really well. All right, Olsonoski gets the win. 2 Polish last names in a row. If it's SKI, it's Polish. If it's SKY, it's Czech. All right. Olsonoski gets the win over Big Buddha Khan. Sheik gets the win with that camel clutch. We get some nice, well-executed squash action there. Very nice. And look at that. Nick Bockwinkel gets us an 83 in his promo with Bobby Duncum. Very nice. Bobby Duncum gets a 65 overall in a squash. Terrific. Great score. Backlund, okay. I'll take it. I'll take the 69. That's okay. It's Canada after all. And a 70 over Dennis Stamp with that cross-face chicken wing. Very nice. Well-executed squash. Terrific. And next. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Oh, well. The main event should help us here. And it does. We get an 82 overall. Very nice score. And we should finish strong here. We do. We get that increase across the board. Terrific. Excellent. Good stuff. All right. So that brings us to opening up our tour because it is going to be Friday. Nope. We got another spot show. We have another spot show on Thursday in Minneapolis. And as you can see, I haven't set the card for it yet, but I will. And then after that, the following day, we'll kick off our tour. All right, let's see what's going on here. We have signed Brody Chase as enhancement talent. Let's see how big he is. I think he's a lightweight. He's not. He's a middleweight. Brody Chase was enhancement talent for Jim Crockett Promotions. He got released here a few months ago, so we're going to bring him in and use him as enhancement talent. Let's go ahead and get his contract edited right away. And I want to check Chris Bassett, too, to make sure his contract is good. Right there's Chase. Nobody makes more than 20. You're certainly not getting any merchandise cut, and we're not paying for your travel. All right. There's Bassett now. It looks like we already hooked up Bassett, so we're good. All right, that's going to do it for us, folks, for this episode. Thank you for spending some time with us and enjoying this television taping. Please hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share these videos with your friends. Also, join us in conversation about the Supermod on facebook.com/groups/1987 Supermod. And last but not least, if you would like version 7, please go to braddrake.net, braddrake.net, and send me a message. Drop me a line, and I'll be more than happy to send you the link over to our Google Drive page where you can download not only the picture pack, but also the database. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.